fellow Toastmasters, for the opportunity to speak with you today. I got great news this morning. I'm going to start a new football team here in Minnesota, a professional football team, all with technical people. We're going to be called the Minnesota Tech Kings. And I've got a special arrangement. We're going to go and play the Minnesota Vikings next month. Now, I know we're all really busy, so I wouldn't worry about it. We're not really going to practice. Just show up on game day, and we're going to play. I'm pretty sure we're going to win. What do you think?
Yeah.
You guys feel like we're going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah? I do too. I think we can do it. Obviously, you'd never show up and play a professional football team without having practice, without spending a little time there, right? You would never go to a doctor to get an appendectomy without having the guy maybe practice on a pig or something a little bit before he does yours, right? You would never, as a musician, go play at Carnegie Hall without having practice, right? You remember the old joke, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, 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 right? But as developers, when's the last time that you practiced? Or you just show up on game day, commit your code, and release it into production without having ever practiced, right? It's really common, and it's confusing to me that developers don't practice. But how do you practice as a developer? That's maybe the reason why we don't. We're not really taught how. So what can you do? What are some activities you can engage in? Well, what do we do here? We come to a group, we come to a place here at Toastmasters, and we practice giving our speeches. We have a small activity, a small task that we want to do, 5 to 7 minutes. The goal isn't to do perfection. The goal isn't to get it right necessarily. It's to practice in a safe environment where you can learn from other people. So how can we do that as a coder? Well, there's this great event coming up on December 14th called the Global Day of Code Retreat. And what you do there is you all get together, thousands of developers in hundreds of countries, get together on the same day at the same time, connect on the web, and they work on the same problem for 45 minutes at a time. The great thing about this is 45 minutes is not enough time to solve the problem. So the goal isn't to finish. The goal is to learn, to practice test-driven development, to practice pair programming. You switch who you work with. You work with at least 6 different people throughout the day. You do all kinds of really neat, interesting challenges throughout the day. You, for example, the facilitator will tell you, this time you can't use if statements to solve the problem, right? Or this time you can't use loops. Or this time you can't use your mouse. It really changes the way you think about things. And now when you show up at game day, you've got a bigger set of tools. You've got a more predictable, higher performing level. When you show up on game day to commit your code and you're running into a problem and you think, I can't do this without an if statement, well, of course you can. You tried it. You know you can do it. And so that's the goal. So I participated in my first Global Day of Code Retreat last year in Shanghai. So the really challenging part for me was I was about 40, 45 developers. I was the only English speaker. It was all in Chinese. Wow. The people I was pairing with, not all of them could speak English. And my Chinese was not enough to help, bridge the gap entirely. So we ended up doing some really kind of interesting communication styles along with it. It was a lot of fun, though. And it really changed the way I approach my development. It really improved it. So my call to action today is the next December 14th, this December 14th is the next Global Day of Code Retreat. Sign up. Go participate. Practice your trade and learn something really fantastic. So, thank you.